Hey, LeBron. Last time you were in the playoffs, you made a couple game winners, and it seemed to be something that is become such a big part of your kind of skill set and persona on the court these days. So, what's it like to see a teammate that clearly you have great chemistry with, that you wanted to have be in LA with you, be the guy to make that shot and win the game for you guys?
Did you see my reaction?
That's all smile.
Nah, did you see my reaction after he made it?
I didn't get to see everything. I watched it on TV. I was on TV.
Well, I tried to chase him down just like every last one of the teammates and staff that we had out there. Special moment for a special player. Happy to be a part of it.
What does it take to take on the pressure to make to first of all want a shot like that, to take it, to make it? And what do you think the fact that he was able to have that kind of moment will do for his confidence going forward in situations like this?
Well, it's not about making a shot. It's about having a belief of just taking it for one and living with the result. I think right back, to our game right before COVID hit, we played Brooklyn at home, and he had a similar shot right there on that left wing, right in front of their bench for us to win the game, and he missed it. And he was down on himself, but at the end of the day, I told him, I said, listen, man, if you open, and I was able to drive that particular game and find him wide open, and he just missed it. But it's just the confidence to take the shot. You're not going to make them all, but the belief to just take it and live with the results is what it's all about. And tonight was his moment. Tonight was his moment to just find a space, hunt the ball down. In our top 10 in assists, one of our top 10 in assists leaders in Rondo was able to find him, and he knocked it down. Big time play.
Allie?
Kalku?
Even before that, he and Jokic were trading buckets. Were you just getting the sense that he was sort of rising to that particular duel even before that game-winning shot?
No, it's not about an individual matchup. It's about us trying to execute and him just coming through for us. And, that's what he did. It wasn't, okay, Joker, your turn, my turn. Well, no, it was just about playing the game and finding ways to try to make an impact. Obviously those two big shots he had at the end, one was the floater to take the lead, and Joker was able to get the tip in, and then he comes back with the three. Just big time plays, like I said, for a big time player.
Rachel?
LeBron, AD is the kind of player who had a skill set to do this for a long time, but that he is now with a team that is at a championship level, competing for a championship, competing for conference finals. What do you think that's like for him to finally get to be in the big moments that match the skills that he has?
I don't know. It's definitely an AD question, but just happy to have him. I know what he brought to the table. I know what he's about. I know his skill set, and that's why I wanted him here so badly.
Chris?
Well, you guys didn't have a timeout on that last play right there. How were you able to talk about a scenario in which something like that could happen before?
No, that's what this floor right here that we're on right now is all about. It's the practices, it's the shoot-arounds, and we talk about every single scenario possible. Up 3, down 3, up 2, down 2. Do we have a foul to give? Do we not? Do we have a timeout? Do we not? Are we going full court, half court, BOB, which is baseline out of bounds, SOB, sideline out of bounds? You talk about all those things. And if you want to be a championship ball club, you have to be able to do that on the fly. So knowing that we didn't have a timeout, we were able to get into a situation, into a set that we worked on in practice and get right to it. And the first option was for me, if Doe saw me over the top. If not, then AD flashes, and the rest is history.
Jack?
LeBron, you said it's not making the shot, it's taking it. Caruso stepped into the shot similarly, took it right away. He's been really vocal in huddles and stuff like that. Where does he kind of fit on your leadership hierarchy on this team? How valuable is that part of his confidence to speak up and step in and take a shot?
When you're trying to play high-level basketball, you got to have high-level IQ players, and he's one of them. And not only does he have high-level IQ, he also plays with a high energy. And we know we're going to get out of him every night. It's not about him making shots, but we know he's going to defend and he's going to play at a level that he's capable of playing at. And we all know that once he checks into the game every single night. So we know what to expect out of him. And, to be honest, when he makes shots, it's extra credit for us. But he puts that work in on his offensive skill set to get better and better. And, we love everything about him.
Willing leader, it seems like.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, we'll throw it back to Tanisha.
Mike Trudell?
Hey, LeBron, Mike Trudell in LA. If I could jump off the court for a second, if I read the sweatshirt correctly, it said change isn't made from watching on the sidelines. You're more than a vote sweatshirt that you wore on the way in. I just wanted to ask you about that and where your mindset is as this run continues, and where your mind is outside of the court, I should say.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I know we're here playing the game, but I'm not losing the fact of what's important as well. And more than the vote is about protecting Black voters and voter suppression that goes on in our communities. And like you said, it's not changes are made by sitting on the sidelines, and that's one of our slogans, and we're very proud of that. And getting the people that want to join us, getting them gear and wearing the t-shirts, and wearing the hats, and wearing the hoodies, because when they go in their community, it's something they can continue to continue to educate, continue to make people empower about this movement. And because we always talk about change, in our communities, and now we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to really create change for the better, and we look forward to this opportunity.
And if I could flip back to the court, going back to 2009, you remember the bank shot? Of course you do. But the shot against Orlando, what was it like that night going to sleep? And I know this is a question for AD too, but what is that to hit a shot that you kind of dream of growing up, right? Isn't that kind of what that situation is?
I mean, to be completely honest, man, it was probably one of the greatest moments of my career up until that point. Just knowing the situation, we were about to go down 0-2, and we had home court advantage, and we knew how powerful that Orlando team was. Playing against actually my teammate right now in Dwight. So, for me to be able to hit that shot, it was a huge moment for me. And I'm still a young kid at the time, so big time. The one thing I wish AD had tonight with the shot that he made, I wish we were playing at Staples. We miss our fans so much, and I can only imagine, I probably would have blew the roof off Staples Center, AD hitting that shot tonight in Staples with our crowd. I would have loved for him to have that moment, because I know what that felt like for me when I was able to hit that shot, as you mentioned, versus Orlando in the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 2 at the buzzer.
Last two questions.
Hey, LeBron, AD has talked about just how much he's leaned on you throughout the playoffs. And obviously he's played outstanding in the Western Conference Finals. I'm curious, what's the biggest thing that you've tried to instill in him during this time?
I think just staying even keel. That's what it's all about. The playoffs and the postseason, and the more you advance into the postseason, the emotions and the adversity, and it's going to be a roller coaster at times. If you could just, no matter if you're up, no matter if you're down, being able to keep your composure and keep your mindset on the main thing is very important. This is the furthest he's gotten in his career up until this point, and I'm just happy to be here with him to, give any advice for him to lean on me, or, to be completely honest, in the second half, I leaned on him, and he brought us home, so I just try to set the example early on, and we leaned on him, especially in the fourth quarter, and he brought us home.
LeBron, Anthony came to LA asking for this pressure and asking for this kind of burden to be a great player in the playoffs. This is obviously a process that you've gone through. What is the challenge for an athlete, both to ask for that, to seek that out, but then also to perform when that moment comes?
I don't know. I think for me personally, it's always been about the man in the arena. The quote from Theodore Roosevelt, it's about the guy that's in the arena that's gone through everything, the blood, the sweat, the tears, and in our situation, the competition, but it's about the work that you put in and the belief in yourself. It's not about the doubters or the naysayers or the people who's going to talk about you and try to slander you and put you down and bring you down every single day. It's not about them, because they've never been in the arena. They don't understand. So, you know, AD, he know how special he is. And when he don't, I'll be the first one to tell him how special he is. And, you know, he wanted to be here. I'm happy he wanted to be here, you know, because if he didn't, we wouldn't have a moment like tonight. So that's what it's all about. But, you know, you put that pressure on yourself when you don't really care about what other people think. Because what other people think it doesn't really matter because they don't understand. Anybody can talk from outside. But if they got into the ring or they got into the arena, probably 10 times out of 10, they shit the pants.
All right, thanks, LeBron.
Thank you.